Hello there. Kia ora. Hey, look, I'm not in the office at the moment. I mean, I technically am. I'm doing this on a green screen to make it look like I'm somewhere else, but I am actually somewhere else. I'm touring around the country at the moment because it's summer and I need a little bit of a break, but I've got a special effects budget to spend. So I'm going to do what all good TV shows do in this case and set up a clip show with some older content just to rehash it and feed the algorithm. So feel free to sit down and reminisce or relive the horrors depending on which video it is, and hopefully you enjoy or at least don't get too depressed by it. And if you see me floating around, feel free to say hi. Recommend a good place for finding a bacon and egg pie. That's my mission, I think, for this particular journey, is to find the best bacon and egg pie in at least the North Island. We'll see what we can do on that one. Anyway, enjoy this particular piece of recycled content. I suppose it's good for the environment if I'm recycling this way. I don't know. Enjoy.
Hello there. Every year, it feels like Christmas gets closer and closer to the start of the year, actually. It seems to creep into November a little bit. Like this, which is Glenfield Mall. But if you want to see how big Christmas can actually be this time of year, well, for that you need to go to Manila.
The Filipino Christmas is unique in a way that we decorate our streets with so many lights, right? Each of the local government will have a different set of lights or decoration that is provided to them. I mean, the budget is provided to them by the government so that the streets will be lit up. All of the streets in especially in our local government. I live in a province that is Cavite. Imus Cavite is the Christmas capital of the Philippines. So we have we call Paskuhan sa Imus. It showcases a lot of lighting.
It's the season where everyone's happy. So as much as possible, we wanted to celebrate that ahead if we can. So it's traditionally now that if a month ends with Burr, like September, October, November, December, we would start our celebration, our Christmas there. So you would notice that Filipinos would usually start decorating as early as September because we can't wait to experience that happiness again, and that sense of community and sense of togetherness. And everyone's just so busy, everyone just want to have fun, wanted to celebrate. So we wanted to have that if we can, or early if we can.
You see, Manila is possibly the most enthusiastic place on earth when it comes to holiday preparations. From the Mall of Asia to low-income areas full of street vendors and poverty, Manila starts decorating for Christmas in September. Any month ending in BER is a Christmas month for many Filipinos.
It is very important to the people of the Philippines because our Christmas is for our children. They are the ones who really are very happy during Christmas time because they get to visit their godmothers, godfathers, their second parents, giving them respect the respect that is due them for being the their second parents. And this is the time of the year that they can show off their new clothes, right? And be happy and merry going to the cinema, to the movie house, right? And buying a lot of stuff because they have the money that was given to them. Yeah, so that's really very important. When our children are happy, the parents and the other people are happy too.
And part of the reason for that actually comes back to why we see Christmas creep in Aotearoa. Over the past few years, there have been a number of compounding issues. Serious supply chain problems caused when the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak occurred resulted in late delivery for many New Zealand retailers of holiday-themed stock. To limit the loss, many of these companies released Christmas stock early in 2021, 2022 and 2023 to clear the way for new incoming stock coming in those years. And in years where the economic outlook is not the greatest, there is a corporate element pushing early planning and payment options for the holidays to spread costs. But the reason for Christmas creep isn't purely financial. We know this because of two factors. Firstly, we can look at places like Manila, where Christmas holds a heavily religious meaning for a largely Catholic country, and not focusing so heavily on the commercialization of the event. The second is the fact that for many, both religious and not, the season holds a special meaning of some sort, a meaning we, as individuals, assign to it. And there's no better place in Aotearoa to see this than Kirikiriroa, Hamilton. At one stage, Hamilton tried to brand itself as the most Christmassy place in New Zealand.
I think so, because not only with trees at the Meteor, we've got that massive Christmas tree in the middle of Centre Place, which only a couple of weeks ago we actually lit just at the start of December, and had that all put up. It's great to see it being built. We've just had our Christmas parade, so we have a number of Christmas events. I know we've got a special Carols by Candlelight happening too, which I just took a phone call, but I put her off for you, Paul. Yeah, there's a Carols service happening as well. So yeah, there's a lot going on Christmas-wise in Hamilton. I think it is a very Christmassy town. Possibly, I don't like to lay claim to it because it'd be a humble brag, but yeah, possibly.
But none of the elements it used for this branding were commercial. They installed the largest Christmas tree in the country in Garden Place. The local Mormon temple had one of the biggest light displays in the country, and an annual charity event, Trees at the Meteor, brings together community groups to design bespoke trees that highlight themes and issues annually.
Well, it began actually back in 2007 with a group called Insatiable. They were a Christian group, and their group was described as attempting to live a life of charity and service with aroha, and they started it in St. Peter's Church, and then that was moved into the Meteor. So they began with the trees and they moved it into the Meteor, and then in 2020 they handed it on to the Meteor, as long as they kept the kaupapa of the project. And the Meteor were very careful to keep that kaupapa. They actually, Incedo closed it down in 2020, closed down their website and shut it all down. But they got quite a clamour from the community who wanted it to continue because they loved trees. The whole community just loved the whole kaupapa of trees and what it stood for. So they graciously handed it over to the Meteor to lead it and asked the Meteor to carry it on. And the Meteor was very good at picking up of the trees, what trees stood for, trees that the Meteor stood for, and they've changed it a little bit to make it more of a celebrate, not being a Christian group, the Meteor. They've changed it to be a celebration of the end of the year and of the creative community, more of a reflection perhaps on the natural world and the spirit of compassion. So, but still kept very much to that whole kaupapa of compassion, not consumption.
And that's not unique to Hamilton either. Like here, in Hunter Valley, New South Wales, Australia's wine-growing region, you'll find a display like this, which includes 4 million lights, which are designed, well, just to celebrate Christmas. Many of the surrounding towns like Greta, Branxton, Cessnock and Maitland are devoid of holiday decorations of any kind publicly. So instead, this event becomes a local focal point for holiday celebrations. The one common theme that occurs everywhere I've been has been the idea of the holiday season being one of communal togetherness. We may not always see eye to eye when it comes to politics, conflicts, or Die Hard as a Christmas movie, but most people find something about the end of the year to connect with others. For many, that will be religious in its nature. For others, it could simply be about spending time with friends and whānau after a long year.
I'm a Christian, so Christ for me is in Christmas, Christ's arrival in the world. But I also would like to possibly reach out and say that from when I was a small child, my favourite song, and this is possibly going to be divisive because I know you either love it or hate it, but the song that I loved the most was Snoopy's Christmas. And for me, that song to me epitomises Christmas, because even in a time of war, people stopped and there was peace. And at this time, and with so much going on in the world, I know it's a far-flung hope, but perhaps there can be peace just for that moment at Christmas. And to me, that's what Christmas symbolises, is a moment to stop and maybe just have that moment of peace and just being together.
The meaning of Christmas is, I became serious, Paul. It is actually commemorate, yes, for the Filipinos, especially that we are Catholic, right? It is the selfless way of our Lord to give us His one and only begotten Son, right? To save, to save the people, right? Um, from pain, right? So it's only up to us to make the world a better place, so that that gift of the Lord is not taken for granted, right? And is being commemorated with love, with sharing, with respect to one another. And I think that is the real meaning of Christmas: giving, sharing, and thanking the Lord for the gift of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Christmas to me is family. I say that because this is the season where you don't want to be alone. You wanted to share this joyful season with someone that you love. When I say family, it's not necessarily be someone that you're blood related. It could be a family that you've created. Maybe composed by someone who accepts you for who you are, or a friend that becomes family. So to me, Christmas is meant to be shared and celebrated with people that you love and people that loves you.
And while there seems to be an inescapable element of commercialism in the holiday creep we've been seeing, there also seems to be a drive to bring people together in some way. And when times are tough, that drive is even stronger.